Welcome students. Today we will be learning about a fresh and exciting coding software called Python. Let me now tell you all about it and just how useful it is. So, to begin with, a programming language is a set of words, symbols and codes that are used to write a computer program. A programming language is used for giving instructions to a computer to perform some tasks. You can write a set of instructions using a programming language and save it as a file. This file is called a program or code. Then, this program is converted into the machine language program and then executed by the computer. A programming language can be text-based or block-based. C, C++, and Python are examples of programming languages. Let's look at a short introduction to Python. Python is a highly popular, powerful, and widely used high-level programming language. It is an interpreted language. It was released in the year 1991. The first version of Python was 1.0 or 1.0. Many more versions of Python have come till now. In this chapter, we will study Python 3.10. It is widely used in creating complex websites. Now, let's learn about features of Python. Some of the main features of Python are: Python is a high-level language. It is portable and platform independent, and it has simple syntax. Python programs are executed by an interpreter. Hence, it is an interpreted language. Python is case sensitive. For example, the word number in uppercase and number in lowercase are not the same in Python. Next, Python has a rich library of predefined functions. Python is also helpful in web development. Many popular web services and applications are built using it. It uses indentation for blocks and nested blocks. And the instructions in Python are simple and much easier to understand compared to other languages such as Java, Perl, and C++. You can use very few lines of program code to perform complex tasks. For example, to display something on the screen, you can use a single line of code in Python. A similar task in Java or C would require multiple lines of code. It is freely available. This means you can download and use it for free from its official website, which is www.python.org on the internet. Lastly, it is an open source software. This allows everyone to contribute to the Python community and make it better. Before going hands-on with the software, let's see its applications. Python is used to develop a variety of real-world applications. It is widely used in areas like data science, machine learning, web development, and all the ones you see here. And now, we will be learning to use it, starting with downloading Python. First, open a browser like Google Chrome or Internet Explorer and type this URL in the address bar and press enter. The home page of python.org appears. Click on the link to download Python 3.10 or the latest version of Python. The setup of Python starts to download on your computer system in the downloads folder as shown. Moving on, installing Python. To install Python on your computer, open the Downloads folder of your computer system and click on the setup of Python you downloaded. Select the option Install Launcher for all users and click Install Now. The setup process will start. Once it is complete, the following message will appear. Click on Close. Note that the version may differ according to the program that is installed in your computer. Similarly, the interpreter may be 32-bit or 64-bit, depending upon your processor. Now, about working with Python. To write and run, meaning execute a Python program, You need to have a Python interpreter installed on your computer or any online Python interpreter. The interpreter is also called a Python shell. Python can be used in any of the following two modes. One is the inactive mode where we will enter a command and press enter. We get the output in the next line. This is very convenient for writing very short lines of code. In Python, it is also known as REPL, which stands for Real Evaluate Print Loop. However, it is not suitable for large programs as it does not save the statements. Once we make a program, it is for that time itself. We cannot use it in the future. In order to use it in the future, we need to retype all the statements. The second is script mode. To write long Python codes or programs having multiple files, the script mode is appropriate. Using script mode is easy. The code is written in a text file and saved with an extension .py. Let us learn working with both these modes, starting with Python Interactive mode. Click on Start, then Python 3.10 and then IDLE Python 3.10 64-bit. This will open the main idle window, also known as interpreter or shell window. IDLE is Python's integrated development and learning environment. It contains a Python shell. The IDLE environment is also called script mode of Python, which allows you to edit, run, browse, and debug Python programs from a single interface. This environment makes it easy to write programs. Let's quickly peek at the components of Python IDLE window. The Python window has components like the title bar. This is the area that displays the name of the application and the document. It also contains command buttons like minimize, maximize, restore, and close. Another is menu bar. This consists of various menus with different options like File, Edit, Shell, Debug, Options, Window, and Help option. Next is Script area, the area where you type your commands. And lastly, Status bar that shows the status of the cursor on the screen. And now, let's begin with creating a simple Python program. After starting the Python IDLE, the Python prompt consisting of 3 greater than symbols like these appear. Now you can enter a statement and get the result. Below are a few examples. Program 1 is to write a program to print Hello World. Step 1 is write the following print statement at the prompt. Then press the Enter key. You will see Hello World written on the screen. The print statement is used to display a string on the screen. The string should always be enclosed in double quotes or in single quotes. Program 2 is to write a program to find the sum of 4, 342 and 12. Write 4 plus 342 plus 12 at the prompt, then press Enter. The result 358 is displayed on the screen. Now moving on to the next mode with starting Python script mode. In the script mode, we can type the Python program and save it as a file extension py. The interpreter is then used to execute the program from the file. Such program files are also known as scripts. Usually, beginners learn Python in the interactive mode, but for programs having more than a few lines, we should always save the code in files for future use. Python scripts can be created using any editor. But Python has an inbuilt editor called IDLE, which can be used to create programs. Now, after opening the IDLE, we can click File, then New File to create a new file, then write our program on that and save it with the desired name. By default, the Python scripts are saved in the Python installation folder. Follow these steps to create a script. First, click File, then choose New, or simply press Ctrl+N on your keyboard to open a blank document in which you can write your code. Secondly, type the code as shown here. Now, click File and then choose Save or press Ctrl+S to save it. The Save As dialog box will appear. Fourth and last, type the name of the Python script with the extension .py and click Save. Let's move further with executing a program now. Start by clicking on File and choose Open. The Open dialog box will appear. Now, select the file and click on Open. Step 3 is to click on Run and choose Run module to execute the code. The output appears on shell as shown here. Let's now learn about the basics of Python programming. Python allows programmers to express their concepts in fewer lines of code, and these codes are known as scripts. These scripts contain character sets, tokens, and identifiers. Starting with lines and indentations, a Python program is made up of one or more physical lines. Each physical line may end up with a new line character. Python uses indentation to express the block of the structure of a program. Indentation refers to the spaces at the beginning of a code. Let's understand character set now. It is a set of valid characters that a language can recognize. Python supports all ASCII Unicode characters that include alphabet, that is all capital A to Z and small a to Z letters. Then digits, meaning all digits 0 to 9. Special symbols. Python supports all kinds of special symbols like these. Then white spaces like tab space, blank space, new line and carriage return. And others, all ASCII and Unicode characters are supported by Python, which constitutes the Python character set. Moving further with tokens, a token is the smallest element of a program that is meaningful to the interpreter. Python has the following token like keywords, identifiers, operators, punctuators, and literals. Let's learn about each of them starting with keywords. Python keywords are reserved words. Each keyword has a specific meaning to the Python interpreter, and we can use a keyword in our program only for the purpose for which it has been defined. As Python is case sensitive, keywords must be written exactly as you see in the table. Second are identifiers. In programming languages, identifiers are the user-defined names used to identify a variable, a function, or other entities in a program. In Python, the highest possible length of an identifier is 79 characters. Third is data types. Every variable has a data type in Python. Python decides the type of data of a variable by the value assigned to it. The basic data types available in Python are listed below. Numeric data types are used to represent numbers. The integers or int data type contains whole numbers or integers. They can be positive, negative, or zero. The examples are here. Next is floating point or float. This contains a number with a decimal point. It can be positive, negative, or zero. Examples are this, and similarly others. Lastly, the string data type or str are used to represent a collection of one or more characters enclosed by single quotes or double quotes. The examples are such. The third type of token are operators. These are tokens that perform some operation, calculation, or computation in an expression. They carry out arithmetic and logical calculations. The value operated by the operator is called an operand. Following are the operators used in Python. First are arithmetic operators, which are used to perform mathematical operations. The additional operators adds two operands like shown. Subtraction operator subtracts two operands like this. Multiplication operator multiplies two operands. The division one divides the first operand by the second. Modulus returns the remainder when first operand is divided by the second. Last, exponentiation returns the result of raising the first operand to the power of the second. Secondly, relation operators or comparison operators. These operators are used to compare values. This means greater than. This means less than. This is greater than or equal to. Then this is less than or equal to. This is equal to. And this is not equal to. On the right is how they are used. Third one is logical operators. They perform logical and logical or and logical not operations. Or means if any of the operands is true, then the condition becomes true. And means if both the operands are true, then the condition becomes true. Lastly, not means reverse the state of operand. The examples are to the right. Fourth is assignment operators. These operators are used to assign values to the variables. The equals to sign assigns the value from right side to variable. The plus and equal to sign add and assigns the value to the variable. The minus and equals to sign subtracts and assigns the value to the variable. And asterisk and equal to sign multiplies and assigns the value to the variable. Lastly, a forward slash and equal to divides and assigns the value to the variable. These are the examples on the right. Then we have the Python operators precedence rule, PEMDAS. It determines the order in which expressions are evaluated so you can predict the outcome of an expression. Python allows these rules for solving the expression as shown in the table. The precedence of operators is listed from high to low. To remember the abbreviations, we have a funny mnemonic. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Next token are punctuators or delimiters. They are symbols used in programming language to organize programming sentence structures. Most common punctuators of the Python programming languages are these. Next is literals. They are the constant values assigned to the constant variables. There are 5 types of literals in Python: string literals, numeric literals, boolean, list, and tuple literals. Moving on to variables in Python. Variables are memory locations used to store values. When a variable is created, some space is allocated in memory for it. This memory space is referred to by the name that we give to the variable. It is easy to create one in Python. Next, assigning values to variables. The assignment operator, denoted by the equals to symbol, is the operator used to assign values to variables. For example, x is equal to 1 assigns the value 1 to the variable x. After executing it, the number 1 will be stored in x variable. Here are more examples. Age is equal to 12. Name is equal to Nisha. Temp is equal to 35.7. Here 12, Nisha and 35.7 are values assigned to variables name and temp respectively. Now about the rules of naming variables. The rules are that a variable name must start with a lowercase or uppercase letter from A to Z or an underscore. A variable name cannot start with a digit. Keywords cannot be used as variable names. A variable can only contain alphanumeric characters. Use underscore, A to Z, both capital as well as small, and numbers from 0 to 9. No special symbols like these can be used in a variable name. Then, variable names are case sensitive. They can be of any length. These are examples of some valid variable names and of some invalid variable names. Let's quickly see a multiple variable assignment. Python allows us to assign a single value to several variables simultaneously. For example, A is equal to B is equal to C is equal to 32. Moving to comments in Python. Comments are the text written inside the code for better understanding of the code. A hash character like this is written at the beginning of the comment. Comments are not a part of the code and are ignored by the Python interpreter. Comments can be used to explain a part of the Python program, make the program more readable, and retain some commands without executing them. For example, hashtag program on a simple calculator. The above line will not be read by the Python interpreter, but it is giving information about the program to the reader. Lastly, in our chapter, let's learn about basic Python functions. The input function is used to take input from the user during the execution of a program. It acts as a message communicator between user and computer. The general syntax is this. Here, prompt is a message for the user related to the code. Example is x is equal to input. In this, the input function prompts, what is your name? To get the input from the user and assign it to the variable x. The print function is used to print the output of a program on the screen. This is the general syntax. Example is print. The int function is used to convert the value into an integer value. Continuing with solving programs in Python. Example 1. Write a Python program to find the sum of two numbers. Here is its output. Example 2 is write a Python program to find the area of a rectangle given that its length is 10 units and breadth is 20 units. This is the output. Lastly, example 3. Write a Python program to find the square of a number entered by the user. And here's the output. That was our chapter introducing Python. I hope you all will be trying Python out thoroughly. See you soon. Bye.